castaways. We are castaways. Ahoy there, ahoy. We are castaways. Come on, that's not even part of the video. The Lunar Chronicles series.
I love being goofy and silly and hilarious and crazy and wild and unpredictable and spontaneous.
Hello beautiful people, welcome back to my channel, and for today's video, it is going to be a review of the Lunar Chronicles series and what is it like reading it in the year 2021. So if you're not yet subscribed, please do subscribe and give this video a big thumbs up, and of course don't forget to comment down below. Let's get started. So for the Lunar Chronicles series, the overview is that all of these 4 books are retellings of Disney princesses. So actually, not only that they are only 4, not only, how many times will I mention only?
I don't know.
Okay, so not only there are 4 books, but there are actually 2 more books, and the 2 sequels would be Above in the Stars and The Fairest. So the first part of this video, I will be talking about each of the synopsis of each book. So we will be starting with Miss Cinder. So Miss Cinder is obviously a retelling of Cinderella. She is a half human and a half cyborg. She is a renowned mechanic in New Beijing. Of course, if we're talking about Cinderella, definitely she lives with her stepmom and her stepsisters. So she is a renowned mechanic in New Beijing, and one day she just met Prince Sky, which is the Prince of New Beijing, wherein he is asking for her help to fix his android, and blah 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 blah. That's how the story will set. Then we have Miss Scarlet, and yes, I am addressing them Miss because why not? So Scarlet is another retelling of Little Red Riding Hood. So the setting of the story is actually in Europe, wherein she is one day her grandmother was just kidnapped, and she wants to know why, and she wants to find where her grandmother is. So this book out of the 4 series is really an adventure in finding the grandmother of Scarlet. Then we have the 3rd book in the series, which is Cress. Can we just appreciate how beautiful the cover is? Definitely a retelling story of Rapunzel's, ang dami nun ah. She's under the hands of Isabela Meyer, which is a thermatage that serves the antagonist Levana. So Cress, on the other hand, is actually a great hacker in the city of Luna. She's good in hacking, she's good at spying. Basically, she's good at everything when it comes to computer and hacking. So that is Cress. And the last book in the series, we have Miss Winter, which is our Princess of Luna. Well, actually, she is the stepdaughter of our antagonist, which is Levana. So, Princess Winter, what could I say? So, Winter is actually having this kind of mentality. No, not really mentality. But there's something wrong with the way she thinks, because she is visualizing very crazy concepts in her head. Like example, these walls are covered with blood. So that's how her mindset goes. So that's with Miss Winter, and this is the retelling of Snow White, wherein of course siya yung bida, and the stepmother or the wicked witch will be Levana. So for the second part of the video, we will be covering all of my thoughts about the series and how I like each type of book, and mostly my opinions about the books in the series. So starting first with Miss Cinder, which is the first book of the series. I could say it is a good start for the series, although it is quite very in a medium pace. It's not that fast, it is not that slow, it's just very neutral and very medium. So that's what I like about this book. And another thing is that since we are in the situation where we are facing COVID-19, and actually in this book they're also facing the same thing. They are facing, or the setting in this book is like they're having a problem with letomosis, which is the virus, and they're trying to find an antidote for it, or like they're trying to find the vaccine for the virus. So it's a bit weird, but at the same, it is relevant in our situation that we are trying to face. So with Cinder, what can I say? Actually, I kinda enjoyed the start of the book, especially the last part. And to be honest, it was there are guts that are screaming about me that okay, Miss Cinder is Princess Celine, and at the end, I was correct. Which is the princess, or the original princess of Luna, should have been the ruler of Luna. So that is for Cinder. And can I just say how I appreciate Aiko's character? Aiko. She is actually an artificial human. She is an android. The one who made Aiko is definitely Cinder, since she is a mechanic and she also wants a company, so she made Aiko. Wow. I really love Aiko, especially her sarcasm, her jokes. Like throughout this series, Aiko was really bomb, but it's just bomb. But then in the book Cinder, when I'm getting to know Aiko, there was not something there in it. I mean, like, hindi ko pa siya na-enjoy. Hindi ko pa na-enjoy yung character ni Aiko. I haven't enjoyed Aiko's character yet within this book, but then after finishing the series, I really enjoyed Aiko. Next, we will be talking about the second book in the series, which is Miss Scarlet. So for Scarlet, nothing much. There's no attachment to it. I'm not so sure. You know what? When reading the book Scarlet, all I am thinking is, or all I am expecting, or all I am wishing is to read Cinder's chapter. If you don't know, this series is actually chained together. I really thought in the first place that these series can be a standalone, wherein Cinder has its own story, Scarlet has its own story, Cress has its own story, but it's not. They're all interlaced, they're all chained together, so you really have to read from start to finish. So that was a quick surprise for me when I'm reading Scarlet. So going back to Scarlet's review, I am not actually attached to it, just like what I said a while ago. I was just really expecting and wishing to read Cinder's chapter. But then at the same time, it remained an adventure for Scarlet to find her grandmother, in which we don't know where. And
yeah, I just really like how this book is connected to the profile of Cinder or Princess Celine.
And it's like, it's okay, it's neutral. I have no very happy and exciting feelings about it, but it was a good second book. Then we have the third book in the Lunar Chronicles series, which is Miss Cress. I have to say, out of the 4 books, this is my favorite, and I will tell you why.
There is something that I gotta tell you.
This is my favorite book, first and foremost, because the characters in the story are regrouped again in this book. I mean, naghiwalay sila and then nag-regroup sila. They became one again, so that is why I like this book. It's like the book that they are connected to each other now. All of the characters are there already, and they're interacting with each other. There are no separate plots with it, well, except for what happened between Cress and Thorn, of course. And yeah, I just really enjoyed this book so much, to the fact that like every after class I am reading this already. It's already in my hands and I'm ready to read the next chapter. So that's how I feel about Cress. And can we just appreciate the fact how Thorn is very likable in the series? I mean, out of the 4 protagonists in the series, male protagonists in the series, Thorn would be definitely my first one. Why? Because he just gives this excitement to the series, and he just gives some comedy to the series, which I love. Oh, did I mention that these series are sci-fi romance? Well, yes, it's too late for me to say, but yeah, these series are more of romance but with a sci-fi into it. So the 4 of them were actually taking over and wanted to take over Levana, which is the current leader in Luna. So I'll be explaining that later on about Levana, what is happening, why are they doing it, why do they want to overthrow Levana. I'll just be talking about that later. Let us just finish this. So the last book we have is Winter. I really have mixed feelings about Miss Winter. Well, actually, I am not really overhyped in the sense that, oh, it's winter, it's the last book, okay, what will I do? It's like, I don't know, I'm not really thrilled about this book, to be honest. I mean, okay, it's very neutral, but I have some rants about the last book, and I'll be telling you later my dislikes about the series. So what can I say for Winter? I am not really I'm not digging it that much. I'm not digging Winter that much, but nevertheless, she plays one of the important roles in the series, and I would just like to bring that up. So yeah, I'm not digging you, Winter, but it's going to be okay, especially having Ryu around you. Ryu. Okay, now what about my whole thoughts about the series? Well, actually, like I said earlier, I didn't really thought it will be that chain and interlaced with each other. I really thought it could be good as a standalone, but nevertheless, I am very shocked that each book gives us a new tandem to enjoy with, or a new couple to look out with. Example, in the book Cinder, we are following the couple of Cinder and Prince Guy. In Scarlet, we are following Scarlet and Wolf. In Cress, we are following the love story of Cress and Thorn. And in the last book, we are following the love story of Winter and Justine. I'm not really, I didn't really expect that it's going to be a romance type of book, but then I enjoyed it and I really like their character development. But I have to say, Scarlet didn't do much justice in the series because Miss Merissa Meyer, actually, she was lost between 2 of the books, which is Cress and Winter. Oh wait, I'm holding the wrong book. She was lost in Cress's book and Winter's book, so it didn't hold much justice to her. I mean, like, throughout the series, between these 2 books, we didn't really see how Scarlet was doing or what. She just vanished and voila. Okay, what about my rants for this book? Well, actually, I have a little rant in the last book, which is Winter. Can I just say, guys, this book is really long, wherein the fact that each page is like a tissue paper already. It's that thin. If you're going to compare it with other books like Miss Scarlet, the page is really thick, but so here's the rant, okay? It's not really a rant, it's just something that I dislike about the book. Well, actually, the first thing that I dislike about the book is the last part. Not wherein they successfully overthrow Levana, but rather how long the action story goes. I mean, like, I think it took 20 chapters or 30 chapters just to get into the real view of the action series. I don't know, it's just too long, and And I'm just really frustrated. While I'm reading the last part of the book, I was just really frustrated and I just really want to kill Levana right now. I just want her to be overthrown right now.
I need peace in my heart. I need it now. Bring me.
That's the feeling that I get. So like in reading this series, I was actually calling out the author's name, which is Merissa Meyer. I was like, Miss Merissa Meyer, chop chop chop, make it faster, it's so slow. So that is like one of my rants about this book. And another thing is, it is repetitive. How can I say so?
Why don't you say so?
So example, Cress will go to the Lunar Palace and then she'll get caught, and then the other one will get caught, and then same goes to the other one, and then they will escape. So it's that kind of cycle wherein they sneak into the Lunar Palace, they sneak into the Lunar Palace, and then eventually they'll get caught, then eventually they will what do you call this? Eventually they will be freed up or they will escape, and then the cycle goes on and the cycle continues. I just noticed that it is really repetitive, especially in the last part, and the action series is just so long that I can't wait to put this book down because it's really frustrating, and that's how I feel about the last book. But then I have to say Miss Merissa Meyer did us some justice because she has given us a happy ending. Like the last chapter that says in the book, wait, I'll read it to you guys. And they all lived happily to the end of their days. So that is that. That's just the thing that I want also in a series wherein all of the characters that I grew up with, wow, all of the characters that I grew up with, not really, well, all of the characters that I get attached with will have their own happy ending, and that's just much it that I'm looking forward to a series. And really, this series give its justice for me, and I don't know, I like it. I like it, but I hated it, but I don't like it, but then I love it. So it's mixed feelings, especially with the last. Okay, now to the last part of this video wherein I'm going to rate the series. To be honest, if I will be rating it as a whole, I will be rating it a 4 out of 5 stars. Mainly because, why not 5? Because you know what happened with Miss Winter, my rant about it. Sayang lang kasi kung if hindi niya masyadong pinahaba, if Miss Merissa Meyer didn't prolong the action series, it would have been a 5 out of 5 stars. But nevertheless, I enjoyed the series and it has a little bit space into my heart, and I really enjoyed the character development and how the story goes, and it's really addicting to read. Right after I have finished reading Miss Cress, I've been really wanting, or I've been really longing to read Miss Winter. So that is how I feel, and that is how I will rate this whole series. And that is up, you guys. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed this type of review slash my thoughts about the series, and I hope I can do more talks with you guys about the other series that I've been reading. So let me know if you want more videos like this down in the comment section below, and don't forget to subscribe and like this video. Thank you so much, and see you again, and don't forget to ready, get set, and start reading.